So for those of you guys that are still training at home, we wanted you to be able to keep up with your training and do exactly what we're doing in the studio. So each week I'm going to be filming a couple sessions and give you the exact same lesson plan that everyone else is doing in class. The lessons are going to be pretty quick. It should take you about 20 to 30 minutes to get through each lesson, so not like a normal class. It'll be a little bit quicker. You guys can go at your own pace. I'll be breaking down the techniques as much as possible. I'll be demonstrating some of your curriculum, and you guys will be able to keep up with the rest of the class. Make sure you're tracking your classes, every single one. I want to make sure you guys are getting credit for all those and you guys are still keeping up with your testings. Just because you're at home doesn't mean you can't keep up with your training. Okay, let's get started with today's lesson. Our first move today is the sliding roundhouse kick. Now, the sliding roundhouse kick is one of the most important kicks because it's like your jab, okay? It's like your jab of your kicks. That jab is so important because it's your lead hand, it's super fast, and it can keep your opponent at distance, and you can attack really well with it, okay? But it only works if you throw it correct, and a lot of people don't throw it correct. They do more of a stepping roundhouse kick as opposed to a sliding roundhouse kick. So we wanna iron out all those details and make sure you're throwing it perfect so you can always land that in sparring. So the key with your slide is you want the legs to skip up and skip back. Okay, what I mean by skip up is almost like I'm sprinting, I'm running, I'm jumping into that kick. It's not step, lift. It's skip up, skip back. Skip up, skip back. So that's the drill we're going to be practicing. Now this whole week I've been telling students that this kick, I want you to think about what a Newton's cradle is. If you don't know what a Newton's cradle, it's kind of like a little toy, and it's these little balls, and people oftentimes have them on their desk, and one ball will hit the other ball, and it'll send the rest of the balls going. Okay, so if you think about it, it doesn't hit and stop and then go. Hit and stop and go. And hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about when I say the Newton's cradle. As soon as it hits, the other one goes, and back and forth like this. That's essentially what your legs are doing. As one leg skips up, it doesn't stop for a moment. It skips and hits that other leg. And on the way back, see how this leg hits that leg and it returns it. So you're gonna skip up, skip back. Skip up, skip back. Let me do it facing forwards. Okay, so again, I'm gonna skip up, skip back. And then when you skip up in chamber, hold that chamber for a second, just to show that you're balanced. Okay, you're under control when you're doing it. You know, you're not off balance, falling forwards like this. We want to be able to come up balanced and then return. So I want you to skip up, return, skip up, return. Notice how my body's staying sideways also. This is where a lot of people get in trouble, is they step in front. And when you step in front, you're no longer doing a slide. And look what else I did. I turned my body forwards, which means I can get hit. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna practice for about 3 minutes. Okay, about a minute and a half on each side. Just practice skipping up and back. Skipping up and skip back. Okay guys, hit pause right now, 3 minutes practice. Get going. So now that we got that slide down, let's work on doing the actual kick. Now I'm gonna be hitting the pad. I understand most of you guys probably don't have a pad. If you do, fantastic. If not, just kick the air, or maybe if you guys have a target you can aim at, you know, your parents said it's okay, go ahead and do that, okay? But if not, you know, you're not trying to kick very high, you're not trying to kick very hard. This is more about kicking with a rhythm, with a certain pace, okay? And what I mean by a rhythm, it's kick, return, not kick, where I got all this excess nonsense, all this excess movement, okay? So, we're gonna, again, I'm just trying to tap the pad, almost like I'm just giving the pad a little high five with my foot. Okay, I'm not working on power or speed right now. I just wanna tap and come back. And really working on that skipping up. Watch my feet, how I skip, skip. I skip back to my stance just as fast as I skipped to my target. Okay, I'm not gonna skip and then come back slow. We wanna have a purpose to our movement. So again, we're gonna skip back. And then just take a little break. It doesn't have to be a bunch of kicks, you know, one after the next. Make sure that each one you do is, you know, as perfect, as close to perfect as you can get it. Okay, so again, I'm gonna skip and come back. Just playing tag. And if you're kicking in the air, you can do the exact same thing. Notice how I'm gonna keep my body sideways. If you guys see that I'm on this line, okay, I'm not gonna step in front, definitely not gonna step behind, okay? I'm just gonna skip, tap, and come back. Skip, tap, and come back. Okay, so that's what you're gonna do for the next about 3 to 5 minutes. Try to practice evenly on both sides. Practice that skipping round, that sliding round. Get going, guys. So we got one final drill to work on with that sliding round, and this is just about kicking on rhythm consistently. So I'm gonna have you do just 5 kicks, but 5 non-stop kicks. So if you're hitting a target, fantastic. If you're just kicking in the air, that's fine too. Let me demonstrate here what it's gonna look like, okay? So what I said about kind of kicking on rhythm, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, notice it wasn't, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's all over the place. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not rhythm. That's not what we want. We want to be able to repeat the same thing over and over again and be consistent with it. Okay? So after you do 5 kicks on one leg, switch and do 5 on the other. Let me demonstrate how you do them in the air. And again, remember our focus is not on kicking high, it's not on kicking hard, it's about kicking with proper technique on rhythm. Okay? So if I kick 5 on rhythm, I start in a good stance, knees bent. 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back. So do 5 kicks, take a little break, catch your breath, and then do 5 on the other leg. Okay, I want you guys to practice that about 3 minutes, and that'll be our final sliding roundhouse kick drill. Okay, begin. Okay guys, so to finish class today, you're gonna be working on your kicking combinations. Now, what I want you to do is if you know all your combinations, you're gonna review all the lower ones. You have to do all your lower ones 3 times each. Okay, then when you get to your highest one, you have to practice that 7 times. Okay, if you don't remember your lower combinations and you don't know your highest combination, what I want you guys to do is go to our website, apksunnyvale.com, and go ahead and click on your belt level. Okay, and that has your kicking combination, your highest one. I want you guys to practice it off there, and that will be the end of your class. Remember, you're gonna practice your lower combinations 3 times each. Once you get to your highest, you're gonna practice that 7 times. And then you guys are done with today's class, and that's it, you guys. Great job.